What is going on today, guys? It's the Des and Keets show.
I'm Keets.
And it's Des.
What are we doing today, Des?
We're going to run you guys through a rap vocal processing chain today on Pro Tools.
Pretty much. My favourite door.
Can you tell the sarcasm?
Alright, so let's get straight into it. The first thing we're going to start off with is auto-tune.
Pitch correction.
Let me give you guys a listen to the track that we're going to be working with today.
I'm like, damn, shit's funky. Hey, what's up?
This is just without auto-tune.
I just came through playing the fucking bitch raw. Nowhere near the same. Nights, working hard with the crew.
Alright, so the process to get this sound, we've gone into the input type, changed it from soprano to low male because that's what Desmond's voice is coming through us. Next we'll go to the retune speed and just kind of turn it up to fast because that gives us the most kind of auto-tune sound, the most T-Pain sound.
Yeah, that kind of robot like T-Pain vocal.
And then obviously you can back it off when appropriate, but it's just for now while we're tuning it.
It's personal preference as well.
100%. The next section would probably go to the tracking. So the best way to describe tracking is depending on how quick or how slow you're rapping or singing.
Yeah, so to see how quick like auto-tune reacts as well. So then like if you're quicker, you want it to be more choosy. If you're more of a slow singer, more relaxed.
Exactly. It's only slightly you can hear it, but it's in there. Okay, and then lastly we go to the key. And you need to know the key of the track, but you should know that when you're creating it. If it's not in the right key, it'll sound really bad. So we'll just give you guys an idea.
Oh.
And the outfit be on fleek. Play by the streets, yeah.
Nasty.
And the city stay wet, but you know I'm gonna make it rain more.
It was a minor, yeah?
Yeah, minor.
But yeah, that's auto-tune. That's what's up next.
Oh, sweet, Keets. Alright. Now I'll run you guys through some subtractive EQ. So I will back off these ones for now until we use them. Alright. So essentially subtractive EQ, I was just getting rid of the mud before we went into compression. So I'll solo the vocal for now.
Yeah.
So you can hear what I'm doing.
City stay wet, but you know I'm gonna make it rain more.
How I found these is I just rolled off like the lows up to about 100 and then I boosted the ugly frequencies. As you can kind of see, there's a boxiness here and then I just pull them out. There's kind of like, if you see in my signals, you can see where it resonates a bit more. So I kind of sweep through until I find the bad frequencies. And then I just pull them out. And then yeah, I did this I think 3 times. There's only 3 cuts on this subtractive and then the low end rolled off.
Usually on vocals it would only be 3 cuts. Like
3 to 4 usually. Anything more it thins them out too much. You got to be careful with subtractive EQ. You can't go too hard. But like it's also just as necessary.
Yeah, I agree.
And then after subtractive EQ, you are now ready for some compression.
The compressor is what comes next. So for the first compressor, you just want light compression.
You're on bypass as well.
I just came through playing the fucking bitch raw. Late nights,
see how there's not much difference, but it's only slight. So with this one, we went down to 4.
Yeah, a ratio of 4 to 1 ratio roughly. So that's still considered like light compression. It's not heavy.
You don't want to alter the vocals too much. Threshold, so you want to pull the threshold down so it's just pulling past where the gain is coming in.
Yeah, it's kind of set like that average spot. We're not squashing it too much though. We've got a pretty quick attack because they're quick vocals on the rap, and then a medium release. If your release is too quick, your compressor won't like kick in, and if it's too slow, it will hold for too long. So both like create mud and like nice frequencies basically.
And then when you want to gain it, you kind of don't want to take out any difference in how it sounds, like the loudness. Is that right, Dan?
So yeah, in compression, you aim to have like the output and the input be the same.
Yeah. In simpler terms, that's what I meant to say.
City stay wet, but you know I'm gonna make it rain more.
And that sounds way cleaner already.
I just came through playing the fucking bitch raw.
Without.
Late nights, working hard with the crew.
And with.
It's just controlled the dynamics, so it's made it like less jumpy, more consistent volume now.
And then last we have the, not last, sorry.
Okay, sweet. So now we've got some additive EQ. Once you compress, I usually put like subtractive EQ, compression, and then additive, like on most of my vocal chains, rather than doing subtractive and additive in the same EQ, but each to their own, I guess. We are using the PUIGTECH from Waves plugin. This is modeled after some analog hardware back in the day, so some dirty stuff. But like anyway,
Some dirty PUIGTECH.
some very nice PUIGTECH harmonics. But yeah, let's just hear what it's doing. So we're after some brightness because it's sounding pretty dull at the moment.
Just came through playing the fucking bitch raw. Late nights working hard with the
You
crew.
can already hear like, yeah, instant brightness, instant top end. So all I did was I went to the 12K band and I boosted about 7 to 8. It's again personal preference, and depending on what track or vocals you're working with, you could need less or more.
Just came through playing the
So that's too much.
raw. Late nights working hard with the crew.
Somewhere there, and yeah, like that's a good amount of like top end in my ears anyway. But the problem with that is because we've added so much top end, we now have like too much sibilance going on. So Keets is now going to show you how to control the sibilance.
So yes, how do we control sibilance? With a DSR.
And yes, we've used majority of Waves, basically all plugins for Waves apart from Auto-Tune, so shout outs to Waves.
Thank you, Waves.
But there is substitutes, like you can follow along with this tutorial just with substitute plugins from different manufacturers.
They all basically do the same thing.
Basically.
So with sibilance, the range is usually around between the 3 to 5K range is where you'll find sibilance.
Yeah.
Des has a sweet spot for males. Is it just male vocals?
Well, everything's about, for male vocals roughly 4 to 5. 4 to 5.
Okay, yeah.
For most males, like you can sweep anywhere between 4 to 5 and you'll find your
4
spot.
8, is that the one?
Mine ended up being 5 on this one, but sometimes it's 4 8.
Alright.
You on bypassing in Keats?
Gotta get it, gotta flex, gotta get a check, gotta prove the world I'm next, and my ex still hit me.
And that's what on the side is how much you're reducing out of your off of the sibilance, if that makes sense. So it's not constantly reducing, it's only when like the sibilance comes
It's only
through.
when the hard S's come through.
And then yeah, we ended up dropping off taking about 6 dB worth of sibilance off of the vocals with the de-esser roughly from 5K. Perfect, yeah, about minus 6 dB. And it's just cleaned it up and got rid of that kind of ear piercing like sharpness to it.
The kind of echoing S.
Yes, and all that. And then keep
your
in
eardrum.
oh yeah, not good to listen to. And keep in mind, like sibilance gets added again in mastering, so you've got to be careful in the mix. You can't add too much because you don't leave any room for masters. And this is where we're at.
The final mix.
City stay wet, but you know I'm gonna make it rain more.
Hey,
I just came through playing the fucking bitch raw.
hey.
Nice, working hard with the crew. Burn cash, base out the week.
Unreleased Hinge.
Unreleased Dinge coming out on the Elevate EP, yo. But keep in mind, guys, this is very basic vocal chain. Like this was done in 10 minutes, and also there's no reverbs, there's no delays yet, so this is still dry. This is not a finished mix. This is just hopefully to kind of get you started.
A starter. Yeah, exactly.
It's like a starter pack for rappers who don't really know how to engineer yet. This will get you sounding half decent, but it's not like crazy.
Like we say throughout the whole thing, where this all down to personal preference. If you don't like how we've done our processing on this vocal chain, then
let us know in the comments, I guess. Hey,
yeah,
if you
we'd like to hear the responses.
We do, and if you do hear, if you have any questions or you want a particular tutorial, let us know in the comments, and we'll try to get that done for you.
And shout outs to Brando for being a lord.
Shout outs to Brando and shout outs to Darian because it's his birthday today.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Darian. But yeah, that was the Pro Tools tutorial.
Keats and Des signing off.
There's a Keats show. We out of here. Peace.
Later, bitch.
Yeah.